Gage, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing, Brock?
Dude, it's been a good one. Man, it's been a minute since we've taken econ together. I can say that.
Yeah, that's been a long time.
Yeah. So, just kind of following your Instagram page and whatnot. It looks like you're not in Utah anymore, and you're in Wyoming now.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
so so, so how's that going for you?
Oh, it's going good. So we're loving living in small town Wyoming, and it's been an awesome change. So
Yeah. Is there a difference in gym size between what you had in Utah versus in Wyoming now?
oh, definitely. So back in Utah, we were in a single car garage that we had to like store all of our buckets, Christmas, holiday, anything in there, and the gym. But here in Otto, we were able to have a big Connex or storage container that we store all of our kind of personal belongings. And then we have once again, a single car garage size room. But now it is strictly gym equipment and a playroom for our kids. So
Oh, that's really cool. I like that. How do your kids like playing around in the gym?
uh,
How do they like that?
they love it. So
Yeah.
our oldest son, Jax, he's 2. And for Christmas, I made him like a little PVC pipe bar um, and filled it with sand. And he'll come in and take the 2.5 plates and he'll load them up on the bar and he'll do deadlifts. And it's some serious pulls. He only weighs about 30 pounds, and putting 10 pounds worth of plates plus I think the bars anywhere from like 8 to 10 pounds. So he's lifting about 2/3 his body weight, and he loves it. He gets
That,
after it.
man, that is so cool. At 2 years old, 30 pounds, and lifting 2/3 of his body weight. That's pretty intense. I cannot say that I've had that exposure at such a young age to weightlifting, but I am definitely inspired now to get my baby. She'll be 6 months coming soon. To start getting into that. We have like a little 0.2 pound dumbbell, a little rattler for her, but that's where we have her started at.
Love it. No, it's awesome. And it's super fun. Just bring the kids in, getting them involved. It it's very I would say it comes natural for the kids just to like
Yeah.
want to be a part of what you're doing. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's really dope. So so I guess the first question, I guess the big question is like, how did you get into working out? Like, why do you work out? Or I guess that's a loaded question. How did you get into working out?
Yeah, listen, well, so we can start with that. So, it's pretty. I don't know. I don't know if you'd say it's funny or unique or anything like that. But so when I was in the 7th grade, that was when I started playing football, and I loved football. And I knew I wanted to get good at football, and that training in the weight room would help me get there. The irony behind it was that uh, we had this strength training coach that was just really intense. Now, I mean, he was a phenomenal strength coach. Like, I mean, he could be coaching on the collegiate level, and we had him in our high school and middle school. But his name was Coach Q, and I remember I was like terrified of the gym, but I knew that if I wanted to excel in sports, I needed to overcome that. So I would just go and spend extra time in the gym all the time, practicing, trying to, you know, get more comfortable with it. And it eventually became kind of my safe place. It became the place where I would uh, find peace during life's challenges and stuff like that. So, and since then, it's always been a really big part of my life.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's pretty sweet because I don't say I could. I because the thing with me, I played football all throughout middle school and high school, and during that time, I literally just saw the gym as okay, this is just something else that I have to do to to play sports, or like we have to go to second hour weights for high school football, and I don't say I really found the joy or this love or this passion for weightlifting until I got home from my mission and started going to BYU and going to the gym there because I guess well one I was like all right it's time to impress the ladies and find a girlfriend and this and that and in my mind the ladies like muscles and so it's like all right let's get to the gym and it kind of started off from there and then it just kind of crescendoed from there to where I'm at now with I have my own gym, you have your own gym, and kind of building this brand around this thing that we love to do. And it's been pretty awesome. So I wish I had that passion. Every time that I look back when I was in middle school and high school, it's like, man, I just wish I had the drive that I had now back then. But
Yeah. No, I totally feel you, man. So
cool. So how'd you get your gym all started up? Was it because of COVID or how'd you decide let's throw a gym in that garage?
yeah. So I think if you looked at the timeline, most people would think I was, jumping on the COVID home gym thing, but really how it all got started was a recommendation by my brother-in-law and coach, Jordan Betts. Him and I were, well, so how it all kind of started was I had gotten out of shape. I wasn't really training hard or anything for about a year almost, and or 2 years you can almost say. And my wife and I were chatting one night once we moved to Utah, and we were looking at old photos, and she's like, "Hey, like what happened to that big muscly guy? I married." And I was like, "Ooh, dang!" I was like, "You're right, though." We were talking about it, and she was like, "Yeah, like I totally love it when you're, big and beefy and stronger." And so I was like, "Sweet, like let's do it." And so then I reached out to my brother-in-law, Jordan Betts. He's an incredible strength coach, actually one of the best. And so he told me, he's like, "Dude, like one of the greatest hidden gyms in the world is a home gym." And he was like, he's like, they're not super expensive to start, and they make it so easy to train and get it done. And so we took his recommendation and we started our home gym, and it's been amazing. It's like one of our family's favorite things. So
So cool. What was the first piece of equipment that you got for your gym?
the squat rack.
Squat
That
rack?
we got
Okay.
that, and at the same time as getting that, we got a bench, um, and kettlebells, and then later came the bar and the bumper plates.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm the one that jumped on that COVID train because so I was currently at BYU and then BYU was like, all right, we're closing down school, and so I was like, all right, I'm not going to finish out here, and I already had a job lined up here in California, and so we decided, all right, let's just go ahead and move out there right now, and then just finish our classes online just from, I mean, because it was going to be online wherever we were. So let's just already get there so we don't have to keep paying rent in Utah and just, do that out here. So we get out here and basically my method of working out was running. Like I just ran every day and I hated it. And I still hate running, even though I still do it. And so I'd run and I'd run and I'd run. And then my father-in-law, he was like, oh, like, hey, I have these weights. It was like, if you'd like to use them. And I was like, sure, yeah, definitely. I would love to use that. So I could at least get some type of, muscle stimulation going on, get some resistance workout going in. And so I got that. And I was like, well, the dumbbells only go up to 25 pounds. And I think he had a couple of like the 1 inch barbells. And then he had the weights that went to that. And I think that also went up to, it was like 2.5, 5, 10, 25 for each side. I was like, this just isn't enough weight. And so, you know what? Like I've been seeing people on Instagram making their own weights. And so it's like, I'll do something similar to that. And so I got 2 Home Depot buckets and got some tie wire, some like rebar tie wire, and made some loops. And I poured the concrete in the buckets and made some weights. And I had like the bar and everything, a little aluminum bar that I used to put through that.
No
And
way. That's awesome.
that was my weights, for the time being. And that's kind of how the gym started. And I should probably post I think I did, but I should probably post a progression of how it started from super humble beginnings to where we are right now.
That's
But
awesome. Yeah.
that's all. It's pretty interesting, how these things have started. Um, so I guess now the more, okay, I guess that's why you started working out, but why do you still work out now? Like, has your mentality changed since like up until now? Like, what are some of your motivating factors as to your why?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of the things that started me into weight training are still there, stress reliever, it's fun. Um, but, things have definitely grown and expanded the why. I think these days, my biggest motivation is one, staying healthy and being able to like live and function in life. Having 2 boys that are very active and going to be really big and strong. Uh, just trying to keep up with them and being able to, run around with them, pick them up, throw them around. You don't really think about it, but you're doing a lot of work, and so that I would say that's my biggest motivation these days is staying healthy and strong for my family and for life. When we moved to from Arizona up to Utah, I had actually like tweaked my back a little bit, and I had never done that before, but I wasn't training, and so things happen, and so uh, that experience like really like highlighted to me like, hey, if you want to if you want to be able to lift heavy things and take care of things yourself and not hurt yourself, you need to be training and be healthy, and so that's, I would say it's more now motivated also for my family, and life in general. So
Okay, I like that. That's really cool. Because like obviously I'm not looking for uh women now because I have a wife.
yeah, there you
And
go.
and I have a baby too, so I'm definitely, I'm definitely committed to that relationship.
Good, good.
But no, I definitely say that my mentality has changed since I first started working out, and now it's like I want to see myself in a way that's like, when my wife or my baby daughter looks at me, they're like, hey, Brock can take care of us, or like, hey, he's a protector, or like we don't have to worry about walking down the street, or or where we are at in our home, that nothing's going to happen because Brock's there to protect. And so that's one of my big, I guess, motivating factors now is what can I do to keep myself healthy enough to do the things that, let's say, heaven forbids I have to run a mile and a half and I have to get to a certain distance in a certain period of time. Can I do that? Am I healthy enough to do that? Will my body, support the things I need to do that? Can let's say we're going on a hike and my baby, sprains an ankle or something like that and she can't walk. Can I carry her back to the car to bring her to the hospital? Or, instead of, taking, multiple breaks because dad's out of breath or something like that. And so it's
Yeah.
just like certain situations like that. And it could be even more life threatening, like, someone got bit by a rattlesnake or something like that, and we really have to get them back. It's like, can I do that? And so those are kind of some of my like my motivating factors right now is like, can I do this to be able to support the ones that are outside of the gym?
Yeah. No, I love that. No, that is awesome. So,
And I feel like that's kind of how, like, especially with the podcast, like, God, guns, and gains, like, all right, am I training in enough in regards to my physical well-being? my spiritual well-being. And then with guns, like, am I apt enough to be able to, to use the tools that I have at my home to protect my family? And so it's like all these different factors, and it could be like hand-to-hand combat and all these different things that, am I capable of doing that? Because I don't want to just have to rely on one aspect. Obviously, I always want to rely on, the spiritual aspect of things, but like with the physical guns, hand-to-hand combat, I don't want to just have to rely on my pistol. I want to be able to rely on myself as well.
Yeah. No, I love that. No, that is awesome. I
Yeah.
totally agree with what you're saying. That's awesome.
So and that's what keeps me going every now, especially with the running. And I
Yes.
love to. I guess I just love to torture myself because like now I have one of those 511 tactical vests with
Oh,
the plates in it. And I remember we were at Lime Ridge, me and my brother-in-law and someone else that works out with me, Jonathan. And I was like, oh yeah, this should be fine. We go up and down the hill. And I was like, oh no, how about we just do a whole loop and we'll do that 2 times. Well, first off, running up that hill, I was like, literally, I was maybe a third of the way up that hill, and I was like, I'm done. I have to like show pictures. I need to show pictures of this hill or something like that because it was not fun.
I bet.
So yeah. So tell me about the it's called the Gage Invitational, or can you talk about that strongman competition that that you started? This will be year 2, right?
Yeah, this will be year 2. So it's called the Downing Invitational.
Downing
Um,
Invitational.
and yeah, so it's really like what it is it's just kind of like it's based on, I guess you could say, mostly like strongman events. But the idea is that, it's set at a level to where like anybody could do it and enjoy it and have fun. And the main goal is just to kind of have like a family and friends fitness competition, to just each year, see where you're at and have, you know because I think part of what inspired it was just like a lot of my family, a lot of my wife's family, they're all athletes, they all work out and train. And so the vision was that, now this is an opportunity for everyone to get together and enjoy that stuff and have some friendly competition. So yeah, that's.
Oh, that's awesome. What are some of the events that you'll have?
Oh, okay. So this year, I'm pretty excited. So we have an axle bar. We've got a homemade log. Then, so one of the events that I'm really excited for is a overhead press ladder. So we're gonna do a 45-pound single arm keg press overhead, and then you'll go to axle bar press, and then we'll go to a log press. And the weights for those, it's not super heavy. I think it's 100 pounds for the axle bar and then 107 for the log. My log isn't a perfectly balanced log, so it is a kind of an odd amount of weight, but I love it. So yeah, that's one of the events. And then I kind of have 2 mystery events because one of the events we were going to do, which was going to be like a sandbag throw for distance, I found out that the bags I have, there is a probability of them busting. I busted one in training, and so I was like, all right, can I really like rely on this if I'm, for a competition? So that event's going to be scratched, and I'm kind of leaving that as a mystery event to tell, a day of or whenever. So yeah.
And that's awesome. I'd love to try and do something like that. And I think like these types of events, like when it comes to working out, you have a date that you can work towards too. And I
Mhm.
feel like that's something super awesome. And that's kind of the reason why. So I do Spartan races, and
Yes.
me who says that I hate to run, I do Spartan races. But it at least gives me dates that I can, work towards. So it's not just like, oh, I'm just willy nilly working out. But obviously, if you can rely on your why you work out, then maybe you don't need dates. But at least it's a physical place that you go to that you can compete in that helps you to just gives you even more motivation to work out. So that's why I appreciate these events, and I really hope that I can make this event. And what is the date of the Down Invitational?
June 18th.
June
So
18th. Okay.
yep.
All
So
right.
yeah, and there is an option to participate early if it works better with your schedule. Because I know I'm out here in Otto, Wyoming, so I have one buddy that's going to come up from Utah to come do it early. So that is an option if
Okay.
needed.
Cool. Is that Buddy Garrett or?
No, I need to talk to Garrett and figure out if he's gonna make it or not. It's actually another weightlifting buddy, Trent. I don't know
Oh,
if
okay.
you met Trent, but yeah, him and I used to work out together all the time down in Provo, either at the BYU student gym or at Vasa. So
Okay. Cool.
yeah,
Yeah. Garrett's actually running so we're doing a Spartan in Colorado Springs. So
yes,
he'll be running that with me. But so the 18th, that's a Saturday, right?
hmm
Okay.
yep,
I
yep.
should probably be able to swing that. How far is the closest airport?
45 minutes. So the nearest airport is in Cody,
Okay.
Wyoming. And then it's a 45-minute drive from Cody. And then I would also say like the nearest hotel or things like that is in Cody. But if you needed a place to stay, we've got plenty of beds out here on the family farm. We could probably find one for you. And
Okay.
yeah, so and but Cody's a pretty small airport, so the nearest like major airport is Billings, and that's like 2 hours away. So
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna shoot for the Cody Airport. I'll have to get with Garrett and see if he's gonna come out there, and maybe we can get a hotel or something like that to get together or something.
there you
Okay,
go. That's what I'm talking about.
dope. All right, guys. If you also, I don't know, I don't want to invite everyone else,
There you go. Yeah.
unless you want other people to come to the Down Invitational.
I don't know. I'll let them reach out to you if they inquire through you and they pass your test. Then reach out to me. There we go.
All right. There's a preliminary test to get to be able to come to the Down Invitational. If you are interested, comment below and we'll work something out.
There you go. We don't want to overwhelm the population of Otto with too many people. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Well, awesome. All right. So we've talked about, how you started working out. What's your why right now? The Downing Invitational. I guess your gym and whatnot. Um, why did you start an Instagram page?
yeah, so I started an Instagram page mostly to track, just progress, to
Yeah.
just document, where I started, and if you look up my Instagram, it will say like this is Gage's fitness journey, and and in some ways it is. It's also kind of just turned into like my personal Instagram account. I'll post family videos and photos and things like that. So, but yeah, the main purpose behind it was just for me to be able to track and see, physical progress and be able to look back and say, oh wow, like this is what I did way back when, and this is where
Oh,
I'm at now.
I have my page for the same reason too. Like it's always nice to kind of go back when I was like, man, I was super jacked back then, and I looked then I was like, no, I'm super jacked now.
Yes, no, it is a very satisfying feeling.
Yeah,
So no, yeah, I love it.
awesome. So what's your favorite piece of equipment in the gym now?
Oh man, that's hard. So I think the piece of equipment I take the most pride in, I don't know if you would say it's like the favorite, but the homemade log. The log turned out amazing. My brother-in-law helped me chop it up with a chainsaw, and yeah, so that's the one I take the most pride in. But I think like my favorite piece of equipment uh, is, I don't know if this is stereotypical, but just the barbell.
Yeah.
I love doing deadlift and uh, doing classic barbell deadlift and yeah, so I think that's my favorite.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite workout? Your favorite
Um,
exercise?
I think
Or
my
sorry, your favorite lift?
favorite lift is gonna be deadlift. On my deadlift days, those are days that I get pretty hyped up and really focused in on. And I think that those workouts are always super fun because I do kind of strongman stuff that day as well. I'll do carries, and so I always love doing some heavy carries after doing some sweet deadlifts.
Yeah,
So,
cool. So, how did you get into strongman? What brought you to that?
so I when I started working out, um, I s- I did some powerlifting back in high school, my senior year, and I started talking to my wife and to my coach Jordan, and was kind of curious about like training for an event for a real competition, and they both were all over it, and I trying to think. I had a friend back at BYU who did some strongman, and I was talking with Jordan, and we strongman came up, and it was kind of like this, like, oh yeah, that would be like super sick to go do and train towards. Um, and so so I kind of trained for powerlifting, but I also trained for strongman, and I haven't done a strongman competition yet. But I think part of the reason I love doing that kind of training with the powerlifting training is that it I feel like it helps you become a more versatile, functional, trained athlete. In strongman, you're picking up heavy, weird objects and having to move them, having to lift them over your head. And when you think about life, if you got a bucket, you got to get up on the top shelf of something, in your garage. Well, you're lifting a heavy, awkward object and putting it above your head, you know? So, or you're, carrying heavy, weird things like bags of groceries, from Costco or
Is
whatever.
there a
But,
Costco in Auto?
oh no, man. I wish. So I don't know. There's not even actually fun fact. There's not even a Costco in the state of Wyoming.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So your options are going to Billings, Montana, or Colorado, or I think all the way back to Utah or Idaho to
Wow.
find a Costco. So
Okay.
yeah,
Wow. Interesting. That is a fun fact.
yes.
Cool. Well, that is awesome.
So
Well, hey Gage, I really appreciate the time that you taken out of your day to come talk to me and have this awesome conversation. It was really awesome, be able to catch up with you, and I really hope that I can make it out to your invitational because I feel like that'd be a really awesome time to get back with you and just hang out. So
yeah. Yeah, no, man, we'd love to have you, and thank you for, having me on the podcast. Really honor and privilege. So love what you're doing, love the content you're putting out there, and you're definitely an inspiration for me and help keep me motivated. So, and yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it. And just for the subscribers, where can they find you? Like what social media is best for them to find you?
Oh, I would just say Instagram. It's a private account. You'll see a picture of me and my
Okay.
family. It's WG lifts _00. So, and I guess it's WG _ lifts _00. So,
All right.
yeah,
So
that's how you'd find me.
okay, so if he wants you to follow him, the handle is right here. All right. Hey, well, Gage, I appreciate it. You have a good one.
Okay, thank you. See you, Brock.